everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into my video today. In this video, I want to discuss my double mastectomy. Now, originally the plan was to have a lumpectomy, and then once they found the third tumor, they decided to do a mastectomy, and it was my decision to have a double mastectomy. And I made that decision solely based off of me and what I wanted for my life and my journey. They tell you a million times, just because you have the breast removed does not mean that you cannot have breast cancer, cannot get breast cancer in that breast. You know, they really try to push that into your brain, and that was fine. I just, for my peace of mind, I wanted to remove both of the breasts and start fresh, start at the same spot, okay? So I did that, and he supported that decision. He said that it was a good decision. I was 39, and that would keep me from having to go and have my mammograms done annually because I don't have breasts. And it's funny, when I would see on some of my medical records, and I would look, and it would say absence of breasts, and I'm thinking, I got breasts, but that's what they say when they remove them. So anywho, I did have a skin sparing and nipple sparing mastectomy, double mastectomy. And that means that instead of just taking and cutting the entire breast off, they did a cut under the breast, kept the skin and the nipple intact, removed the tissue and removed everything under the skin basically. And after that was done, my plastic surgeon came in because I had the mastectomy and a reconstruction at the same time. He came in and he did his surgery, which was, he put the tissue expanders in. Initially, he thought that I was going to be able to go directly to implants because I had already had implants for 10 years, but he decided to go ahead and just do the tissue expanders, which were cool because they did allow me to get the breast size that I wanted instead of him having to try to work an implant into what was left over of my skin. Now, the tissue expanders were just, it's just a hard piece of plastic that goes, it's just like an implant, but it's like a hard piece of plastic. And every 2 weeks I would go to the doctor, and they would stick a needle in my in the tissue expanders, of course through my breast, through my chest, stick it in and fill up the expanders, and it was to stretch my skin and get me ready for the implants. And at one point they were like, okay, I think, this is about it, right? I was like, no, let's pump a little bit more. Because I wanted my breasts to be big. So I like big breasts, okay? Anywho, so we did that. We had the tissue expanders in, and then they put 4 drains, 2 on each side and 1 like right here under my breast. And I was good. I stayed at the hospital for 1 day. And unfortunately, because it was pretty early into the pandemic, they weren't allowing anyone to stay over. So my husband literally had to bring me to the hospital. He was able to stay with me on up until they took me back for the surgery. And then he was able to come and pick me up. They called him and, of course, told him what all was going on when I was in recovery. He was able to come when I got out of surgery. He was able to come back in and see me while I was in the recovery room. But then when they took me up, they had to leave. He couldn't spend the night, which was kind of scary because I had a pain block, and that I've had surgeries before and I've had regular anesthesia, but that pain block, whoa, I didn't feel any pain. I felt absolutely no pain for like 4 or 5 days, maybe a week, but I didn't feel any pain. I was after my surgery, I was making videos to let people know that I was good. My throat was dry because, of course, they put the tube down your throat. But I felt like a champ. I was trying to get up and use the restroom on my own because they were short-staffed. Of course, it was pandemic. They were short-staffed, so I couldn't wait to have the nurse or the assistant come in and help me. I was just like, look, I'm about to make this trip on my own. And the first time they were able to take me, they got me in there. But then the second time, I was like, oh, I can't wait. I'm doing it on my own. So I was in there on my own. But because I felt so good. So you have to be careful when you have a pain block, because you feel like a champ, but in reality, you've just had a double mastectomy. Now, one of the best gifts that I got for my mastectomy was a gift from my friend Melanie, my childhood friend. When she found out that I had breast cancer, she sent me a mastectomy shirt and a mastectomy pillow. They were so clutch for my surgery. The shirt was soft cotton. It had holders for the drains, and it snapped down the front because, of course, you've had your breast removed. So the last thing you want to do is put your arms over your head trying to put on a shirt, or trying to struggle with a shirt. It was big, it was loose, it was perfect. And then when it was time for me to go home, I had my mastectomy pillow that I just put over my chest. It was comfortable. It wasn't like a big bulky pillow that it was awkward or anything. It was very comfortable. Please, if you know anyone who has to have that type of surgery, invest in those two things. I promise you need them. They were everything for me. But I got home, me and my husband, we got home. They tell you that you can sleep, or you should sleep, or it feels better to sleep in a recliner. Well, my recliners are all upstairs, and I wasn't willing or interested in climbing the steps, and I didn't want to bring one of the recliners down. So I bought a wedge, and I put the wedge in the bed, and that worked really good for me. I slept very well. I did take some pain medicine once the pain block wore off, and that was like the next week or whatever. And I didn't take much then because I just did not want to take a lot of medicine. So I took a little medicine, of course, took my antibiotics, and everything was great. So that surgery went off without a hitch. That's all for this video. If you have any questions, also, if you ever have any questions, you can comment below, comment on my videos, or you can inbox me on Facebook, K Nicole Brand Inc., or Instagram, K Nicole Brand Inc. You'll see my face. You'll see my face on those things, and I respond back if you ever have any questions or anything. You can always send me a message, and I'll respond back. So, anywho. Thank you so much for watching. I do want to remind you that positivity is medicine. We need positivity in order to heal, in order to be healthy, in order to be happy. I also believe in living my life with a pure heart, good intentions, and a clear mind, strong body, okay? Yeah, whatever. But that's what I believe. So thank you so much for watching. And next time I'll tell you about my exchange surgery, okay? Because since I had the tissue expanders in, I had to get them removed so I can get my luscious implants put in, okay? So I'll tell you about that and then what happened after that. Anywho, thank you so much for watching.